Spirit Airlines just filed for bankruptcy and I have lost my job. Here's a GoFundMe link. Any donations help. I'm sure they do, sweetheart. I'm sure they do. You know what else would help you? Getting another job.
James Charles is 26-year-old and worth an estimated $22 million. And he made a video to publicly humiliate a woman who lost her job. Then he obviously deleted that video, made his first apology, which can hardly be called an apology, deleted that as well, and in the end posted the correct version of his apology. You know, the typical James Charles cycle. So we will take a look at all of this drama and we'll talk about James Charles a little bit more. Just for full transparency, the first video I'm going to show you, I didn't download myself. I don't really know why I didn't. I saw it on his account, so I know he posted it. It wasn't on his main TikTok account and it was on his spam account. I don't know why I didn't download it, but I did find a re-upload and it is like the original video actually. Like I actually saw that he posted that.
I just got a DM on here from a girl that said, "Good morning, James. I know you'll probably never see this, but if you could just take 1 minute to read it, would really mean a lot to me. I'm really struggling right now because Spirit Airlines just filed for bankruptcy and I have lost my job. Here's a GoFundMe link. Any donations help."
Creepy face. So as you can see, he starts the video by outright mocking a girl who lost her job and DM'd him asking for help. Like, what a crime. I do think he was trying to be funny and make it into like a satire skit type of video, but the thing about James Charles is that he is not funny and it just didn't land. So just to give you some context to what this is all about, the girl that DM'd James worked for Spirit Airlines, which if you don't know that, they shut down at the beginning of May and it was pretty unexpected. From what I found, the employees didn't really get like a heads up that this was happening, so they didn't really have time to prepare for the fact that they are going to lose their job and all of this stuff. So a lot of people were left without jobs unexpectedly. Given how bad the current job market is, how hard it is to find a job, you know, people are just trying to deal. And I think that girl was just trying to figure out a way to survive until she finds another job, and she just DM'd James with a link to her GoFundMe. But to Charles, to James, if you will, this is almost like a crime. Like you will see from this video, and especially the second video I'm going to show you, that he is so mad that that girl even like DM'd him in the first place.
I'm sure they do, sweetheart. I'm sure they do. You know what else would help you? Getting another job. Yeah, try that.
Mind you, this is coming from a millionaire who's never had like a proper job. I mean, James got really popular when I think he was around 17. That's where he started making money, and he very quickly started making very good money. So I don't think he has any idea how it feels to be like a regular person who depends on their day job for survival. From what I found about James, I'm not like a huge fan of him. To be honest with you, I've never been, maybe I was a bit obsessed with him before the bi-sister drama back in the day. Maybe I did watch him, but I was never really like a huge fan of his. But from what I found, the only job that James had before becoming an influencer was like a high school part-time job. I think he worked in like a yogurt place or something. You know, he never had a job that he had to depend on for survival. First, he had a part-time high school job, which, you know, I don't think he was supporting himself financially. I think he was living with his parents. And after that, he became an influencer, and a very rich influencer at that. So I don't think he is very qualified to come here and tell people to just get another job. It's so simple, get another job.
Because in the time that it took you to copy and paste the same fuck-ass message to myself, who you don't follow, by the way, and probably 100 other influencers and celebrities, you could have applied for 100 other jobs, but you didn't because you're a lazy piece of shit and you're entitled. And you think that influencers and celebrities should fund your life for you.
Calling someone a lazy piece of shit because they lost their job out of the blue and are now DMing you, a huge, powerful person with a lot of money, for help, is the actual entitlement. I don't think that celebrities or other rich people should be sending people money just because they have more of it than than others. I don't think that they have any type of obligation to other people, even to their fans. I don't think that. However, I also think that James shouldn't have come to the internet and made a whole video about the fact that someone is asking him for help. Because essentially that's all that happened. Someone DM'd him asking for help. In my opinion, the problem is not that James didn't send any money. The problem isn't that James didn't post this link anywhere. The problem is that he decided to take all of the attitude that he has and come on the internet and bash this person online for just simply asking for help.
Why would I ever help you? You're not a fan. You don't even follow me. You've never supported me. This is your first time DMing. And you think that I'm going to send you money because you lost your job? Oh my God. Welcome to the real world, sweetheart. People lose their jobs every fucking day, and you're white, pretty, and able-bodied. You're in a much better position than a lot of other people out here who are trying clearly much harder to make a better life for themselves. Why would I fucking help you?
I don't know, maybe she was counting on you being a kind person and just wanting to help by, I don't know, posting the link somewhere or whatever. He is so mad, like as if she committed a crime or something. Desperate situations call for desperate measures. I don't think it's anyone's first idea when they lose their job to go start a GoFundMe. Like, maybe James doesn't understand that, but I don't think it's anyone's first instinct to start a GoFundMe. And don't get me wrong, I know that there are people who will start a GoFundMe for literally everything. Like, they want a PlayStation and they will create a GoFundMe. Like, I get it. But I don't think this is the case. I think this girl was working. She lost her job and she is looking for a new one probably, but the fact is that the job market sucks. It's going to take her a little while to find a new job. So she is trying to find ways to survive. We don't know her. Maybe he says she is privileged and able-bodied and white and she has it so easy and she isn't putting in the work to find a job. How would he know that? He knows nothing about her. Maybe she has some financial problems. Maybe she has a family to support. Who knows, right? But he is going after like those two messages and maybe going through her profile. He is going to judge her and tell her that she isn't doing enough to find a new job. And the ridiculous thing is that this girl didn't message James and was like, send me to Coachella or give me money because I want to go on a trip and you're so rich, maybe you could give me money. No, she DM'd him saying she lost her job, she needs some help, and this is his reaction. He is shaming not only that girl, but I feel like because his audience, because his following is so big, it feels like he is shaming everyone who ends up in a difficult situation and is trying to make it out of there by, for example, starting a GoFundMe. Like, this is a situation that James cannot relate to in any way. Maybe it's even hard for him to imagine how it is to be in that situation. But he is going to go on the internet, talk about some girl that asked him for help, shame her, and then also make people feel bad who are struggling right now because they aren't doing enough.
Aside from that, 17,000 people lost their jobs at Spirit Airlines. Why do you think you need the GoFundMe?
They can start a GoFundMe too. She is just trying to save herself, to survive this difficult situation. Like, it's really not that big of a deal. Like, you didn't have to send her any money. You didn't have to respond. You didn't have to post the link. She didn't go on the internet and talk about how you ignored her or anything like this. You are making it a problem that someone DM'd you. Like, he has 40 million followers on TikTok? Let me check. On his main, he has 40 million. And let's see the spam account. And his spam, less than 3 million. So I bet that there are plenty of people DMing him for literally any reason. But he decided to single out this one girl who, in my opinion, has a legitimate reason to ask for help. And he is just doing this.
I can at least 1% respect the mentality of closed mouths don't get fed, doesn't hurt to try. But honestly, it does hurt to try because now you pissed me off. Okay? I'm not the one. Go find fucking Mr. Reese. This is literally his entire shtick.
Did she dare disrespect Sir James Charles by DMing him and asking for help? I'm really sorry he got so mad and his day was ruined because someone else lost their job.
I'm sure the next YouTube video is literally going to be like, I rehired all 17,000 of the Spirit Airlines employees, and it's going to be the real-life Hunger Games. The last one of them to leave the Spirit Airlines plane gets to be the CEO of the new company and gets a house and a car and $10 million that everybody else dies.
Not to defend Mr. Beast, because I have opinions about him, a lot of different opinions. However, James mocking Mr. Beast for the fact that he helps people who are in a bad situation is kind of funny.
Like, go find that video to compete in, baby. I'm not helping you. I'm not fucking helping you. All you did was lost your job, okay? Welcome to the real world. I can at least understand if you were like, James, I'm a longtime fan. Here's a trillion years of DMs and my support for you. I love you. I'm suffering with a really rare genetic disease that there is no cure for, and I'm trying to raise money for myself and other people that have this. Maybe I would help.
This is so funny to me that in James's eyes, you only deserve help if you show your undying loyalty to him or if you have a genetic disease.
Maybe I would help because I love you and I appreciate you. This bitch, you lost your fucking job? What are we gonna do? Nothing! I'm gonna do nothing. You know what you need to do? Go find a fucking new one, girl. Put some effort into the workplace.
This coming from somebody who clearly doesn't have any idea how bad the job market is right now is like beyond funny. Like, sure, the solution is just to find another job. It was so easy all along, we just didn't know. So like I said, that video was obviously deleted, and now I'm going to give you a bit of a timeline because I was there when the whole thing happened. So I saw this video, I don't know, I think it was Friday in my time zone. I'm in Poland, he's in the US, the time zones are different. I don't know. Anyway, I saw that, and at first I was like, okay, James Charles is just being James Charles. And then I saw that he uploaded his first apology, which we are going to watch right now. And I downloaded it. I think I checked on my phone that it was Friday evening. So he posted that Friday evening, and then the next day I woke up, so Saturday morning in my time zone, and that video that we are going to watch right now was already deleted, and there was a new apology. So we will just go through that chronologically. And this video is like the most ridiculous out of everything that he said during this drama, so I'm not surprised that he deleted it so quickly. But yeah, I have it, I downloaded it from his account, it's definitely original, so let's see it.
So I ended up deleting the video that I posted yesterday talking about people who send me GoFundMe links that have never followed, supported, DM me before, just begging for money. And most people were like enjoying the video, saying it was a valid point.
I'm not sure most people in the comments said it was a valid point. There were definitely some, but from what I saw, most people were commenting about how entitled and out of touch he is. So I don't think it was as much of a valid point as he's trying to make it out to be. And just to make it clear, I think it is valid to be maybe annoyed that you're rich and famous and because of that people are DMing you, asking you for money, all of this. I understand the feeling of annoyance. However, I don't think it's valid to go on the internet, shame someone who is just trying to figure things out, and then also make it seem as if you thought that all the people who are struggling right now just aren't doing enough.
But it definitely started causing some discourse in the comments, and a lot of people were just saying it was out of touch and insensitive. And they're right. It was definitely a harsh choice of words, maybe not my best video, and I deleted it. But of course the internet is forever. And now a lot of content creators are using like the 5-second clip in the very beginning where I'm like, you're a lazy piece of shit, get a new job, to upload their cute little think pieces being like, influencers are all so out of touch. This is so disgusting. You don't know how hard it is in the job market these days.
Well, he doesn't know how it is right now. And second of all, I don't think that what we watched, what I showed you, was the whole video, the whole original video, right? So even in context, it doesn't make him look good. Like, he still comes off entitled and out of touch. So I don't think the context is the problem here. Here it's what he said.
Oh my God, give me a fucking break. I am out of touch, first and foremost, okay? I am never going to be one of those influencers that gets online and pretends to be poor so I can come across as relatable to my audience. I think it's tacky, I think it's annoying, and I also think it's quite insulting to the audience watching, as if you guys are going to be fooled into thinking that. You've been watching me for 10 years now. It's no secret that I have been able to find success doing what I've done. It didn't start that way, though. I started from literally nothing and had a dream for myself and was determined to literally do anything to make it happen, and luckily, I've been blessed to be able to do that and now call this my full-time job.
This much about James, I could respect, genuinely. I know it maybe sounds weird, but I think in his case and in case of a lot of very rich influencers, it is less insulting that he is just straight up telling people, yeah, I'm rich and out of touch. To me, that's better than him putting on a mask of like fake modesty and pretending like he's just one of us and he gets how it is to get fired and look for a new job in 2026. Because I think it is insulting to your audience to pretend like you're just one of them for some reason. And I did make a whole video about this topic. I'm going to link it at the end of this video. And while we are here and while I remember, please subscribe. I'm really trying to hit 1,000 followers and it's rough. But at the same time, even though I appreciate the fact that he is being realistic here, that he knows he's not like an average person, I also think he feels too confident on the other side of the spectrum. Like, in my opinion, he thinks that he's more important than he actually is, that he has more influence than he actually does. And you'll see later in this video, and this one that we are watching right now, that he even seems to feel insulted that the girl didn't send him like a personalized message. It was just like a copy-paste message she sent to everyone.
The reason I made that video yesterday, though, was a lot of people these days do not have the make it work mentality. They have no desire to actually put in the effort to try to fix a problem and get themselves out of a situation. They immediately result in asking for help.
He seems to be assuming a lot about a girl that he doesn't know. Like, this was a huge assumption on his part that she, instead of trying to find a new job, she just sent a link to a GoFundMe to like a bunch of celebrities. Like, I bet that she is looking for a new job, but like knowing the job market is just going to take her a while and she's trying to figure out something in the meantime. And the fact that he thinks that and assumes so many things is what is giving entitlement here. Because for some reason, he thinks that if she's asking for money, she's the type of person who thinks that she deserves everything handed to her and all of this stuff. Like, this is a very typical, it's giving Kim Kardashian nobody wants to work these days. You know what I mean? Like, it's the same attitude towards people who are not successful and who are struggling for some reason.
And don't get me wrong, I don't think there's anything wrong with asking for help. In my personal opinion, though, it should be a last resort. If you disagree, that's totally fine. That's your personal opinion. I'm not going to apologize for having mine.
Yeah, but the thing is, maybe it is her last resort. Like, it's been, I don't know, 2 weeks, maybe a little less since Spirit Airlines closed. She wasn't really given much of a heads up. Like, maybe it really is her last resort to DM him. And listen, maybe the GoFundMe is even fake. We don't know who DM'd James. Maybe that person lied and just wanted some money from him. And like, sure, and he could have just ignored the message, not sent the money, not share the link, all of the stuff. But why did he have to come to the internet and make everyone who is struggling right now feel bad that they aren't doing enough?
There's a lot of people responding back to the video being like, oh my gosh, he has no idea how hard the job market is. I've been applying for new jobs for 6 months, 1 year, 2 years now, and I've literally heard back nothing from any of the jobs. I'm sorry that is happening to people. I know that the job market fucking sucks. I've heard so many horror stories. I can't even imagine what that's like. Those are the people, in my opinion, that are totally valid in asking for help. The person that I made the video about yesterday lost their job last week at Spirit Airlines, along with 17,000 other people. And granted, I don't know this person. Maybe making a GoFundMe link was really their last resort. I just personally do not believe that to be the case, because I know for a fact that they sent this same exact DM to hundreds of different influencers and celebrities.
And to me, this seems like very much last resort type of behavior. Like, if you are living paycheck to paycheck and you don't have a lot of money saved up, which a lot of people who work like regular jobs, they live like this. They don't have a lot of savings. They barely make it month to month, right? Because jobs don't really pay a lot right now. So if you're living like this and you lose your job out of the blue, then you know you're going to struggle by the time that the next paycheck was supposed to hit, because you're just not going to have money. So she's trying immediately to do something before she finds a new job.
This person did not follow me. They have never DM'd me previously. They have never supported me on any social platforms. They have never purchased from Painted. This person was literally just spam copying and pasting this DM to every person that they assumed had money to offer them. And I'm sorry, just because somebody has money does not mean that you're entitled.
I agree. No one is entitled to your money, no matter how rich you are. However, James is very aware of how big his platform is, and he is very aware that what he says influences, quite a lot of people. He has quite a big fan base, and he is telling those people that if someone is struggling, then they aren't doing enough, they aren't looking for a job hard enough, all of this stuff. Like, that's the issue for me. It's not the fact that he didn't send her any money. Like, sure, it would be nice. I mean, he could just send her like $200 and like he wouldn't even notice this. So he could have helped. But that's not my issue. If he just posted, if a girl came on the internet, that girl came on the internet and said, James Charles sucks because he didn't send me money and I lost my job, my approach to the situation would be completely different. But it's his behavior and the way he talks that I find problematic.
I'm sorry if that comes across as insensitive or privileged or mean, but welcome to the real world. It's fucking hard out there. Nobody owes anybody anything. The universe will constantly remind you of that. And a little bit of effort goes a really, really long way sometimes.
Yeah, that's the thing. A little bit of effort is not enough right now. If you want to have a whatever job, a little bit of effort is actually not enough. You have to put a lot of effort into it. And even then, it might not work.
I stand behind what I said, 10 toes down. Instead of spending an hour copying and pasting the same DM to 100 different celebrities or influencers, you could have spent the same amount of time copying and pasting a job application to hundreds of different companies. Or, hear me out, put in a little bit of effort. If you want to send the DMs, at least spend 20 seconds before you hit send, customizing it to the person that you're asking for money from, right?
Is he offended that he got a copy-paste message instead of a personalized plea for help? Like, I'm pretty sure this girl DM'd it to like a bunch of people thinking none of them are going to see this. Maybe one person will see it and they will send her literally anything or just post the link somewhere or whatever. So I don't think to her it was like a plan to, that this is going to be her new source of income or anything like this. She wasn't thinking about it strategically. She was just trying to get some money until she finds a new job.
Hi, sister. James, I've been watching your YouTube videos since I was a teenager. You really taught me how to do makeup and have positively impacted my life every single Friday. Hey, I'm in this shitty situation. Do you think that you could help? Probably would have gone a lot further than a generic message.
So now you know how to address Sir James Charles if you ever want to DM him.
Or, instead of copy and pasting the same job application to hundreds of different companies, send in 10 job applications to companies that you really care about and you think you could fit in with, and then customize your application and your cover letter, letting these recruiters or hiring people know that you're the best candidate for this job and why they should want you on their team.
I can't believe James Charles just single-handedly ended the job crisis. I mean, imagine we all just have to listen to his advice and then we'll have no problem finding jobs. Like, it was so easy all along. It's like your mom giving you tips on how to get a job, but she just has no idea what the job market looks like right now. Like, this is exactly the same case with James.
I know putting in the extra work and effort probably feels useless when you know that you're in a sea of DMs or job applicants, but trust and believe, as somebody who's now on the other side of things, the little bit of extra effort does go a very long way. And unfortunately, taking the easy route is usually never going to work.
That's what happens when someone with no real job experience becomes really wealthy and they are just completely out of touch with how the actual world looks like. He clearly has no idea how hard it actually is to get a job nowadays, and he is repeating the same old advice that doesn't change anything, but he thinks he somehow solved this problem. As you can see, it's hard to call this video an apology because he didn't really apologize. He like doubled down on what he said, and as you can imagine, people's reaction was very negative. Everyone was saying that he's out of touch, entitled, all of the stuff as you could expect. So he obviously ended up deleting this video, and again, I woke up Saturday morning and there was a new video, which is, I believe, still up on his TikTok, and this is like the correct apology. And it does sound like a very typical influencer apology. At the beginning, he does admit to all the things he said. He does seem pretty truthful, in my opinion. And then he says this.
This video was fucking stupid. It was rude, it was obnoxious, it was privileged, and most importantly, it was completely fucking unnecessary. When I saw that DM, I absolutely had the choice to ignore it and say absolutely nothing at all and move on with my day. But instead, I couldn't even tell you why. Her message just triggered me, and I decided instead to make a video about it. And I bashed her, and it was obnoxious, and I shamed her for asking for help in a situation where she was clearly really struggling, and this could have been her absolute last resort.
You can immediately see the tone change. You can see that his approach is completely different. He's trying to be like soft-spoken and calm and not angry anymore. You know, you can see that he's performing an apology. Now, I don't think this is very genuine because James just does it all of the time. He lashes out, posts whatever, and then he deletes that and makes like an apology, whatever. So I really think what happened here was that someone from his team went through the comments and just wrote an apology that was most fitting. And you can see it throughout this video that he is just admitting to the things that people were pointing to in his comments.
I have no idea what was going on in her life, and I should have never assumed that she was just copying and pasting this DM as an easy way out. I don't know. I just don't know.
Right now, as you can see, he says he doesn't know that maybe she wasn't sending it to everyone, but in the last video, he said that he is sure that that's what she's doing. So he's even mentioning all the things that I said before, that all the things that were wrong with what he said. He's mentioning all of them, addressing all of them. That's why I don't think it's genuine. Like, nobody really changes their mind like that in 12 hours, I think.
My intention behind making this video in the first place was I get a lot of messages like this every single day. And for me personally, it definitely sucks to receive messages from people that don't follow you and don't support you, treating you like our personal ATM or bank account. But what I'm sure sucks even fucking more is not knowing where your next paycheck is coming from and not being sure whether or not you're going to be able to put food on the table for yourself and your family. So it really doesn't matter what my intentions were behind making the video, because it came across as super fucking privileged and like I was basically shaming anybody that's unemployed for not trying hard enough to get a job.
This is such a perfect influencer apology. As you can see, he is hitting every nail on the head. He's talking about everything that people found problematic about what he said. You know, just perfect for him. Nothing's going to change. He's not going to experience any consequences once again. I'm not going to play like the rest of the video because I don't see a point in it. He just goes on like this for a few minutes. He talks about how, who is he to judge if his way of getting by was making YouTube videos and just getting lucky. But I am going to show you how he finally fully apologizes.
I was speaking from a very privileged, obnoxious, ignorant standpoint, and for anybody that saw that video and was disappointed or upset with what I said, I am super sorry, especially to the woman from Spirit Airlines. I did try to look for her message earlier before making this video, and I couldn't find it. If you see this video and you want to get in touch, I would love to apologize to you directly and to help you out a little bit. But if you are not comfortable with that, I totally understand too.
I don't think this apology was genuine, nor do I think that James learned his lesson, because situations like this keep happening to him over and over and over again, and he never learns because there are never any lasting consequences on his life or his career. He is a person with a documented history of prioritizing his own needs. Even if you think back to the bi-sister drama, what prompted Tati to make her video was the fact that James was promoting Sugar Bear Hair, who were a direct competition to Tati's brand. He just does things like that, and when the people's reaction is negative, he is desperately trying to fit into what people want to see from him. So he first lashes out, makes an angry video screaming at people, then deletes it, and then makes the apology that people expect from him. And he will continue doing that because he doesn't have to deal with any long-lasting consequences of his actions. After the bi-sister drama, after the grooming allegations, people didn't turn on him, he didn't lose his platform, he just kept doing his thing and making money. I would even argue that controversy are what keeps him afloat. If you think about influencers, even huge influencers who were popular around the same time as James Charles, like Shane Dawson or Jeffree Star, who also had their controversies, they aren't really this popular anymore. Partly due to their controversies, and partly due to the fact that people just got bored of them. And James stays relevant through controversies. Now, I don't think that he is necessarily starting them just so people keep talking about him, but I do think he found a great way to navigate them. I am losing my mind. It doesn't matter what time you start recording. If you live in an apartment building, there is someone always just like drilling somewhere. I don't know why. I tried so many different time slots, but okay. The word I keep thinking of is growth, or rather the absence of it. After the bi-sister drama, after the grooming allegations, after so many cycles of public allegations and apologies, he still sat down, laughed at a woman who lost her job, and decided it was a great idea to post it on the internet. Let me know what you guys think about it in the comments, and like I mentioned before, here is a video about influencers pretending to be relatable. Check it out, I think you're going to like it. Don't forget to subscribe. See you in the next one. Bye!